Welcome to the No Hangover podcast, where dreams come true. I'm just playing. You can find us on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Play.
Remember when that was like
check us out on YouTube,
thing?
where dreams come true.
No dreams. No dreams
Somebody
came.
gonna die tonight.
No dreams came true.
And you already know that. Yep.
A lot of dreams came true
For a lot of people.
but the money went to
Drake. They just gave it all to Drake.
it's a baby.
They're like, just take it.
It's a Birdman.
Birdman, dog.
He took all the money.
And ran with it. But, you know. Anyways, here we are.
We're here, guys. It's one of those.
You already know who the fuck I am. You know
Do
that
we?
guy. You know that guy behind the mic.
Hey, guys.
Do we know any of us really well?
Well, if you've never watched an episode, this brilliant face, this one, yes, this one. My name is Jacob. That guy over there.
And the voice, in case they're not watching, they're just listening.
Yeah.
Oh,
shit.
Well, this is Jacob here.
I'm Eric.
Hey, guys.
That's Dennis.
The guy in the shadows.
You can't see him whether you're watching,
Or listening.
so there you go.
Close your eyes and just imagine.
You just gotta visualize his presence.
I can see it.
He's just whispering in your ear at this point.
Boom.
Yeah.
What is that called? The fucking
ASMR.
There you go.
It's like that.
I'm gonna eat some chips. Wow.
People make so much money doing that.
It's so fucking weird to me, but whatever.
I mean,
I digress.
it's relaxing to some people, and then some people, it's like,
Like it drives them crazy. It's like torture. Like, oh my god.
yeah.
But I mean, you know, some of it is the whole bags and eating, like the dog ones. Those ones are pretty funny.
I've never watched an ASMR, but like I know what they are, but I've never like sat down and watched them.
I mean, like it's just like usually like the clips or like the little.
I've seen like a
reels.
clip on
Like on TikTok. And stuff.
Yeah, I'm not over here like on YouTube, fucking 40 minutes.
Well, because like in like pre-K kindergarten, well, not pre-K, way before kindergarten. I think.
way before pre.
Way before kindergarten.
When I was in the womb.
When we would have like nap time and stuff, they would put like the rainforest sounds.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the shit. That the
Remember
beach.
The old little,
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
like the little stick, the rain stick,
That was cool.
and it just did the sounds.
Yeah,
Those are
has
those
like
are
little
pretty dope.
beads in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, or rice or something.
Wow, what a tangent. Rainforest Cafe though.
Oh, that's
Clutch.
just pretty fucking lit. And
If it didn't suck, like it would be awesome. Like the like the animatronics, like
and the whole fucking when it
that
starts,
part is cool.
it dims the lights and everything. The
Yeah.
whole thunder. Yeah, that's,
It's actually a vibe in there.
it is. But yeah, it is kind of
You put like
caca food.
you put like hookah and like mimosas and
Put a little dance floor. It's a club.
it's a vibe.
Vibes. I've only been there one time though, so
What?
yeah. I mean, I feel like it's you experience all of it in one visit.
Yeah, you got it. Then the gorilla comes out at the end. Or is it tiger?
It's something. They have all different types of animals in that bitch.
No, there's like a big one that comes out and scares everybody. You gotta be quiet.
Imagine it's a real one and it starts fucking eating.
Imagine you're
everybody.
mid-argument, like with your wife. Oh, what the fuck? I don't give a
Oh god! All right, what we got?
On to topics.
We got some
Bam.
sports. Boom! Sports
Sports are back.
Sports.
We're in
Love
the
'em.
thick of them.
We are.
Not really. The
I mean,
NFL's not going on, but the NFL is a 12-month.
Yeah, they have transformed themselves into a year-round sport.
They are dominating the ratings, and the
Yeah.
NBA is in the thick of like a playoff race.
Yeah, yeah. We got March Madness.
No one cares. I mean, March Madness is cool. Filled out my bracket.
I
Did
haven't.
you?
Fuck Duke.
I haven't filled out my bracket yet.
I hope Coach K gets upset in round one.
I mean,
They won't. He's they're 2 seed, right?
Yeah.
He'll make it to the second.
Cal Fullerton.
Yeah, they'll. Oh my god, yeah, they.
They gave him an easy ride because they want. I mean, the NCAA. It's good for basketball if Coach K goes out like swinging for the
If he-
top
yeah,
at
if he
I
least.
goes-
guess.
He
I
goes
don't
out
really
on
feel
top,
like
that'd be
anyone
a true
cares about
story.
college basketball anymore unless
Coach
it's
K
March
also
Madness.
Coach K also sucks.
No, he doesn't suck.
Nah. Coach
Like in what sense?
Like I mean, he sucks.
Like as a coach?
No. Phenomenal coach. Like,
As a person?
no. Just
So
the
they're-
idea.
So they're what, man? They're what?
Just the symbol of Coach K and Duke. Like I'm like, like
Snobby.
you're the bad guy.
They're snobby rich kids
You-
that are
you
fucking-
should
It was
be-
like Tom Brady.
you
Like,
shouldn't be
Tom
this
Brady,
good
like,
forever.
Tom Brady, you
All right,
suck.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady never sucked.
I agree. All right.
No,
I
that
see
makes
your
sense.
point. Tom Brady in New England, fuck that guy
It's
forever.
like the Yankees.
Soon as he
yeah,
was-
you
They're
just
like the
root. It's fun to
Lakers.
boo the
Yeah.
bad guy.
Well, in their case, the best team. It's like fuck them, you know.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
So
Speaking of bad guys, the Nets.
Boom.
They're a bunch of unlikable characters.
They are. They are.
KD is likable. I don't want to do that. KD is very likable.
He's kind
He had his moment.
But he's had his squabbles with the media, squabbles with Twitter.
But that's not me.
I don't know. I think
Him going at Michael Rappaport doesn't hurt my feelings.
That's true.
I feel like he can.
That didn't
He's
hurt
the
anyone's
type of guy that
Right, it was
can
Michael Rappaport.
dish it, but doesn't take it too well.
No, but I think that makes him like more endearing. Like he's like very much a human.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't have that. You know how like some people have like an alter ego.
LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
You think LeBron has an alter
Yeah.
ego?
I love LeBron, but LeBron's character is annoying.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, I
He
wouldn't.
is a polished.
I really.
He's very political.
Russell Wilson is like the perfect like that is a character like that.
Yeah.
That is
It's
not
not really
you.
people I would really want to hang out with.
Right. KD is like I could see like
I could chill with him.
I
Like,
could
he
see-
just talks like real shit.
because that annoys you and that would annoy me. Like you can put yourself in KD's shoes more than you can some of these other
LeBron.
guys.
LeBron.
I think that's what makes KD like very interesting to this generation. Like people look at him as like what he is. He's a top 10 player of all time probably, but he's like.
I'd say top 5 scorer of all time.
But he seems like he's the guy that you would get starstruck the least if he walked into the room. Of those top 10 guys. Michael Jordan walks in, you're not speaking. Magic Johnson, LeBron James, RIP Kobe Bryant, if you have him in your top 10, Tim Duncan, like maybe not Tim Duncan, but you know
Tim
what I
Duncan,
mean.
you'd be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
But KD just seems very approachable. But going on to the Nets.
It was just a 7-footer in the corner. Like, oh, scare the shit out of me.
Kyrie is unlikable.
To some, not all. I like Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie's fine.
As a talent, but as a person, he seems like another.
I mean, I like him as a person. He's a person that doesn't really fit the mold of how he should be. That's why I personally like him.
I like his humanitarian stuff. I think his
I feel like his outlook on stuff is a little.
I mean,
like he has good intentions, but
Yes.
he executes it in a poor way.
his
Yeah,
communication
I think-
skills
correct. I think
leave
his-
a lot to be.
I think that's
Yeah.
what kind of makes him likable and unlikable in a sense, because
Yeah,
you
he's
don't
polarizing.
have to necessarily agree with everything he stands for, but he at least stands for something.
Yeah.
He's willing to
Yeah, he's polarizing.
lose money and fucking die by what he says. So that's
the problem
admirable to me.
is I wish he would state what he is dying by.
true. There's
Like-
sometimes he's
like
like,
when-
no, this is what I'm here for.
Well, this whole thing, like, I'm not going to debate anybody about the get vaxxed or don't get vaxxed. Do whatever you want. I don't care. But like Kyrie being like, I'm not doing it, and people going, why? And him going, I haven't done my own research. Like, bro, like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. You just don't feel like doing
Like,
it.
yeah,
Just
like-
say that.
Just give us a real reason. Just be like, I don't trust it. Conspiracy theory. Just whatever.
Yeah.
Just.
Be like, there's not enough research behind it. There's not enough time behind it.
And then he's like, I wasn't really anti-vax. I was just trying
Anti-mandate,
I was trying to be a voice for the voiceless. And it's like, all right, man.
It's like, shut up. No, you weren't. It just seems like he kind of makes it up as he goes along a little bit.
Like,
it
when he
does switch it up.
When he said the Earth was
week to
flat,
week.
and then he was like, that was a social experiment to see how people reacted. And it's like, you got us, Kyrie. We all thought you were dumb. You win.
And he did go to Duke, a little smarty pants.
He went to
He's doing
Duke for
some-
6 weeks.
for
He turned his ankle and never looked back.
it's like NBA, here I come. Yeah,
He played, 13 games with Duke?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
Something like that.
he didn't even play a full season. Barely.
Didn't even play a full 3 weeks.
He didn't get into conference play.
They had it was two. I think it was a back-to-back span where he played 2 games, in the days.
Yeah.
For instance, in a week span, they had 4 games scheduled in 2 weeks. He played 2, sat 1, played 2 more.
Kind of like he does now. Oh my God.
He's
should have
just
seen
getting
this
back
coming.
right on schedule.
We should have seen this coming.
I'm looking up.
This is what he does.
But he just dropped 60 the other night.
Think about it. It's just him averaging 30 because
Yeah.
he can only play half the games.
But I heard a funny stat that he can only play 3 of the 13 games they have left remaining.
Yes.
So it's
And they have to win them to get in
yeah,
the playoffs.
Yeah, so it's like
Oh, they're that struggling in the
they're
They're the 9 seed.
Yeah, they're the 9th or 8th seed. Yeah,
I know they lost. They had went 3-27 or not 3.
Well, they have
they
a
were
losing
3.
record.
They were
with him.
3-17 from the All-Star break
They're
or
the
something like
8th
that.
seed right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And they're Atlanta and Charlotte. Are 2
everybody
games
wants to get
behind them.
excited about, oh my God, Kyrie dropped fucking 60, 41 in the first half. But it's like, 1, he should be doing that. He's playing twice a week, if that. And 2,
I'm not going to let you do that. It's not a should be doing that.
He should. At his caliber of talent, his caliber of player, he should be doing that. If he's only playing every other third night,
he shouldn't be averaging 60.
Not averaging 60. It was impressive that he did that. I'm not taking away from that, but like
NBA players don't do that.
Everyone's saying that like
you don't average.
Like
60.
he's putting. I'm not
here.
saying he's averaging 60. I'm just saying that like.
But you're saying like he should have done
the
that.
performances that he is putting on shouldn't be like, oh my god, like this is so great, this is so amazing, like. It's impressive what he did,
but it is great.
It's impressive, but he's not playing this. He's sitting every other night. He's got to go home tomorrow.
Still, you put KD and miss him every game. He's not scoring.
For
60.
instance, it's just the way he did it.
KD is not scoring 60.
And neither is Kyrie. He's not scoring 60 every game. He had one game of 60, and everyone wants to.
Yeah, you got to
give him. That's incredible.
It's the way he did it.
I'm not taking away.
The man missed like 11 shots.
I'm not taking away from that. You guys are missing the point. I'm not taking away from that. What I'm saying is that
he got rest, so he should do it.
He should be doing. The performances that he's putting on.
He should play better than an average player because he's playing less.
Yes.
But
an average
60
player
is incredible.
I'm not saying that's not. I've never said it wasn't incredible.
We're not.
It wasn't.
But we're saying.
Yeah, but to go
60 is incredible.
One thing I will say though, to go from our KD and Kyrie's game, they both just had monster games. You know, KD dropping 50. What
53.
was that in the Garden or was that at Brooklyn? You know,
was Kyrie on the court?
Don't know.
Don't recall.
Barclays.
All right. Well, either way, they played the Knicks and the Magic, so they played subpar teams and dropped us, outstanding scores.
And they're in a position where they have to win.
Yeah. But what did make it amazing is the shooting percentage. Because, I mean, they were throwing bodies at him. It's just the way he was shooting.
I've seen Kyrie in person when he was with the Cavs, and he dropped 47 in Orlando. Like, he is that type of player. Like, he's...
Yeah, he could turn it on. Like, I mean, you saw freaking when LeBron and Kyrie, when they won the finals together. Yeah. Without Kyrie doing Kyrie shit... They don't have
without
that
everybody
ring.
on that team doing exactly what they did, they don't win that ring.
So it's like he has those,
But that is why Kyrie Irving, to me, is extremely frustrating. Because I have been...
Well, he's a special player, but...
Okay, but we've been saying Kyrie is a special player since Duke.
Yeah.
And Kyrie has routinely gotten in his own way.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's the reason he's not playing. It's not like there's a law against him playing in New York. He just doesn't want to get the vaccine. Cool. But then you're also hurting your team, and then, people are going to look at you a certain type of way for only playing half the games.
They will, but...
In Boston, all the weird stuff he was doing in Boston when he didn't want to play with them.
I say in Boston was more of like a, kind of chip in his armor versus Brooklyn. Like, Brooklyn, at least, that's something you're standing on. All right. In Boston, he left LeBron to be that guy, right? He literally said, I didn't want to be with LeBron. Not teaming up with him anymore, whatever. Goes to Boston to be the guy.
He didn't like the idea of him getting traded for Paul George. That's why he left. They tried to trade him for Paul George.
That would have been nice, actually.
I think both teams would have
benefited.
Yeah. But Kyrie is an incredible player. Kyrie in Boston just wasted 3 years of his prime career. Kyrie, the first year of his Nets tenure, got hurt. Could have played in the bubble. Maybe made a run at a playoff spot. Chose not to. The Nets did better without him and made the playoffs.
And the next year, get KD.
When he was in Boston, they did better without him and made the Eastern Conference Finals.
Gets hurt in the playoffs.
Brooklyn, this year, without him, was the number 2 seed. With him, they have a losing record. At what point is Kyrie the problem?
When he stops scoring 60.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
They're still a fucking 8 seed. He's not going to play tomorrow night. He can only play 3 more games. That's cool if he drops 60. Like, it's all like that's fine, but like, it's not about dropping 60. It's about winning a chip, right?
It is the remaining schedule.
That's why they teamed up together to win a ring.
Tonight they play the Mavericks
at Brooklyn, at Dallas.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's at Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's
when's the next away game?
Give me a second. I think they're on a road trip, so I think they don't have him I think they have him for a while.
Well, they only got him for 3 more games out of 13. So
true. But they're on a West Coast.
If they're on a road trip right now,
no, Brooklyn. Yeah,
they play
next
Monday.
Few games are in Brooklyn.
Yeah, Monday is Brooklyn.
So KD has to go off.
Take off. Yeah, and because Ben Simmons ain't coming back anytime soon.
No, he was. I mean, everything about like his like mental health stuff, I'm not gonna poke holes in or say that that's wrong or whatever. If he didn't feel like, that's on him. Just the timing of him being cured of all that as soon as he gets out of Philly. All right, maybe that place was not conducive to your health. Right. I get it. And then him trying to come back.
You're saying it kind of fits the narrative of like.
No, I'm not gonna question it at all. I just want to see Ben Simmons play basketball. Ben Simmons has missed 9 months.
This is coming from a Philly fan.
He's a gifted player.
That guy
who just has yet to develop, and he's 26 now.
Yep.
So,
will he ever? God only knows. He's got 4 more years of his
prime. I don't know if working KD will make anybody better. So maybe, but I don't know if Kyrie and Ben Simmons is the best combination.
I don't know if KD necessarily makes Ben Simmons better.
I think KD makes everybody better.
I think if Ben Simmons works out with KD, sees KD's work ethic or KD shooting, tries to shoot with KD
I think KD's just one of those dudes. He's just one of those. I think he's like LeBron. I think KD is like LeBron. Kobe.
I think KD is another. I don't really think Kobe was a guy that really makes your team better, though. I feel like he's an extreme talent. He can get his, but they're natural.
Kobe evolved into making his teammates better.
In the beginning.
Not in the beginning.
Towards the end, with the second run. But KD, to me, is more of a talent that he relieves pressure off of other people because of what he commands, but he's not necessarily like putting his teammates in position to be better players.
Because he's not a point guard.
I mean,
he's a 7-footer with a ratchet.
Jokic, he's not a point guard.
He is a point. He's a point center.
But
he's ball dominant. KD's not ball dominant.
So but to that point though, I don't think it makes his team better. I don't think he makes the players better. If he's on the team, he's gonna make the team better because of the type of
the talent,
attention that he draws.
I get what
but I don't necessarily think you're gonna necessarily average more points or get easier buckets, but not.
Yeah, if KD is driving, if the paint collapses,
he strikes me as a guy who's just
easy bucket,
in love with basketball. Like he is truly like one of those guys who's addicted to basketball.
He's said it many times.
I think like at practice and stuff, like him going 1-on-1 with guys or 3-on-3. Like I think he's just all about it.
I feel like
he's not a process.
If you're working out with somebody every day, you're eventually, and this is in Ben Simmons' case. If you're working out with someone this talented, this great, and you're working with them every day, you are eventually going to become better.
If you match their energy.
If you're attempting to like keep up with them. For instance, I can use this example. Me and you in the gym. You make me better in the gym because if I'm trying to keep up with you, I'm not going to do what I normally would do.
I don't think it works like that because to that point,
do I not become better by trying to keep evolving and keep bettering myself?
Not necessarily.
I keep learning as Ben Simmons will.
I think that's a poor analogy. I feel
like a poor analogy. Fucking fits hand in hand.
No, because greatness doesn't rub off on you. Like it's not something it's not proximity to greatness makes you better.
You lifting whatever 225 to me lifting whatever won't make me lift that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying whatever you do in the gym, you're doing it. You could be great in the gym, but if me seeing this and me trying to follow that would make me better.
Question.
Not me seeing you do it, but me working, trying to get there.
Question for you, Eric.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna fucking call you out on right now, but what's up?
Do you see KD as
wants to call me out.
a leader?
Giving him compliments.
Not really. I think he's a talent.
That goes into how you feel.
I think he's a tremendous talent. I don't really think because we've seen KD led teams before. And OKC, they can get far, and it will get you far. I don't think it gets you over the hump.
I
think in Brooklyn, it gets you far, but it doesn't get you over the hump. And he'll put on a show, and he'll fucking get his, and it's gonna be a hard fought series or a hard fought game or whatever the case may be. But do I really think he really adds more wins? Not really. Do I really think he's going to take away from the team? Not really. I just think he's an extremely talented player.
I think
you got to remember, KD was, let's say, an inch
in the
away
second,
from
but that was the second round.
I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying like I think KD elevates.
Winning the finals.
That was the conference.
Was it that was the second
played
round.
Atlanta in the conference finals.
That was the second round. They didn't even they get
the Bucks played it.
Yeah,
yes,
they
because
got
Atlanta
bounced.
beat Ben Simmons.
Yeah,
they broke him.
Yeah, they got bounced. I mean,
I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying, in my opinion. I get what you're saying. I just fundamentally disagree. I think KD elevates players around him. I think KD makes teams better. I think KD makes players better. Maybe you disagree with that.
I mean, like I said, I don't think he's not making your team worse. He's definitely the attention that he brings is going to open up the floor, but I don't think it equates to that many more wins. I think it might equate to maybe, you get a.
So if
you get a 500 team and you put KD on it, I think it makes you like 5 to 7 games better. I don't really think it makes you.
You're
like,
10% better.
Yeah, I don't really think it's like a 15, 20 game jump that you're gonna make or a significant jump.
So when people have the conversation about franchise altering players, I don't think there's a lot of them in the league. I think there's 3 to 5 of them.
I say KD.
And I would put KD on there.
Yeah, I think you're wrong on that. If you put him on a 500 team, I think it makes them substantially better.
I mean, if we're talking about franchise altering,
he's on a 500
yeah, that's what
team.
I'm saying. Chris Paul. That he doesn't get a lot of credit, but every team that he's been on gets significantly better.
Chris Paul's a franchise altering team.
That's the type
franchise altering.
That's the type of the type of player I'm talking about when I say that makes the team better.
Yes, I agree with that. Exactly.
Like if you put him on a 500 team, he's the type of player that'll get you 15, 20
he got
more
that
wins.
Oklahoma City team to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Everyone would give it 1% chance.
I think here's what I'll say: Chris Paul raises your floor, KD raises your ceiling.
Fair
you can
enough.
win a title with KD as your best player.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't win a title with Chris Paul as your best player.
Yeah, and that's the history of the league too. Really, if your player is like 6'3", 6'4", or under, it's really rare that you get winning a finals.
And how many of the best player, the best ceiling players, are your best leaders? I think there's only 2. I guess Kobe counts. So 3.
Who?
LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, guys that
Magic. You don't put Magic in there?
He had Kareem. He's a great leader, but I don't think Magic's the best player on that first championship.
For sure. I mean, yeah. Kareem is definitely the best player on that team that year. But I mean, it doesn't.
The first one.
Yeah, it doesn't take long for Magic to establish himself.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a rookie. The first one.
Yeah, and he played center that game. Or
yeah,
that
for the game
finals.
7.
Yeah.
The
what are you talking about over there?
2006.
Would you put Dirk in that class? Because Dirk has.
I don't even mean this as to start an argument or a joke. The 2006 Heat won a title. Dwayne Wade was the best player on the court. When I'm talking about guys who win championships, I'm talking about at a consistent level. He's the best player on your team. You expect to compete for championships. He didn't do that.
He was close.
Close doesn't get you.
No, he wasn't.
Close don't get you into the conversation.
He didn't make the playoffs as the best player.
Oh, yeah, they struggled pretty much right after that.
Yeah,
but
he did. And D Wade's defense,
for sure,
he started getting hurt a little bit,
and that roster wasn't great around him.
No, it wasn't.
That roster got old quick.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
when LeBron came to town,
2008, 2009.
When you had to transition out of Jason Williams, Gary Payton, Alonzo Mourning, Shaquille O'Neal,
all guys out of their prime,
and they were out of their prime in that finals.
Yeah, and it showed.
Well, I think the only one that was still hanging on
Shaq.
to their prime was Shaq.
He was defensive player of the year.
Yeah, everyone else was just ring chasing, which good for them.
And Gary Payton got it finally.
Jason Williams got one.
I see Jason Williams on the podcast recently talking about how he thinks LeBron's the greatest player of all time.
Well, he's right.
He was scoring. He's scoring was so different back in their 2 different eras. He goes, we used to have illegal defense. He's I played in both eras. I played against both of them. He's when you couldn't help, there was no secondary defender. There was no help defender in Jordan's era. It was iso ball. You get past that first guy, yeah, someone can collapse the paint, but someone couldn't come off their man off less of a arm's reach.
Yeah.
He goes, you see LeBron get trapped on every double or on every switch. Every time they run pick and roll, he gets trapped and he has to pass it out.
Yeah, I think
I played against Jason Williams before in a rec league.
He seems very down to earth.
He is, but not as soon as he steps on a basketball court.
I mean, that's why they get to that level. They're fucking killers.
He's like, I am this guy.
Yeah,
but
that's the only way you get to that level.
It was pretty funny. I'm not even gonna lie. Playing him in a rec league, because I mean, you see Jason Williams, you're not gonna be scared to play Jason Williams. You're like, whatever. That's why chocolate. Bro. This fucker pulls up from half, and I'm like, this is why you were in the NBA.
No shit.
I was like,
no shit.
I was like, this is ridiculous. I think he dropped like 44 on us.
I mean, even the worst shooters in the league could, if you get them in a fucking rec league or in the LA Fitness, they're shit.
I suggest anybody go get nosebleed tickets to an NBA game if you've never been. It's a fun time. Go to an NBA game. Go like 20 minutes early and watch the teams warm up and see how many.
Nobody misses.
When
no one misses.
Yeah, when there's no defender, you're not actually running and they're just catching, shooting. Yeah, there's not a lot of NBA players missing.
We talk shit and we give our opinions and shit, but professional athletes are professional athletes for a reason. Like,
he sucks.
It's a lot easier to fucking throw when you're playing catch outside to throw somebody a wide open pass and be like, oh, I can make this pass in the NFL. And then you're in the NFL.
Aaron Donald,
exactly. 300-pound men fucking running 4.5s, chasing your ass down, and you got to fit it into a fucking hole that's this big. Yeah. Like, it's a different ballgame.
But that's why when guys like the elite of the elite get celebrated as much as they do, and people can think it's like
that shit ain't easy.
People can think it's like dick riding or stuff when like ESPN gets on like the Patrick Mahomes or the LeBron James like kind of fan amount, but like. Bro, they do stuff like we've never seen before. Like,
that shit ain't
in the history of humans.
They're doing
like literally, we've never seen that.
For real, it is wild, but
like freaking for Josh Allen when he hurdled.
His rookie year. His rookie year
hurdling people. I'm like,
against the Vikings.
I've seen Cam Newton.
Yeah, but he doesn't have an arm like Cam. Like Josh Allen, Cam Newton does not have an arm
before the shoulder.
Nobody
has Josh Allen's arm.
Josh Allen is a better quarterback than
motherfucker's got a
for sure.
Cam was probably Cam Newton till this day has the greatest college football season I've ever seen personally. Like in my life, like watching that Auburn season play out, that shit was wild.
Yes, nobody on that Auburn offense took a snap in the NFL other than Cam Newton.
Nope.
He carried them to a title.
Yep. And they won.
And he played again like that.
And I think
that Iron Ball is incredible.
That second best player on their team was Nick Fairley, and he was 3 years in the league and done pretty much. Like
Detroit.
Yeah, he didn't do shit in the NFL.
Yeah, they had no talent. Like
that tight end,
RIP.
He died on a motorcycle accident, right? He was pretty. He probably would have made a team in the NFL, but he probably wouldn't have been at anything like of significance or like. Damn. Yeah, so like that is like
he was undersized.
Yeah, he was a little bit. They could have probably moved him to fullback, something like that. But that is to me is just like he was working with nothing and said, you know what, guys, like I'm just gonna do this. Yeah. Watch me go undefeated. Come back from like 27 down from at Alabama.
The ones that I've seen, I think that one and Jameis's are the best.
Jameis Winston didn't, but that was also a loaded team though. Those Florida State,
but he was elite.
Yeah, those Florida State teams were loaded.
He did show up.
But those receivers, you look back on them, like they were good in college.
Yeah, they didn't really translate to the NFL.
That's a lot of college.
Who was it? Rashad Green and
who's the best one?
Travis Benjamin.
Kelvin Benjamin.
He got big.
Kenny Shaw was the most underrated of that group. From Dr. Phillips.
Like some college football players, just off the top of my head that I just thought of randomly when y'all were discussing this. Tavon Austin and Geno Smith. They had the chemistry between those two.
Was Steve Slayton on that team?
No, Steve Slayton was with Pat White.
You're right. Yeah.
They were incredible to watch. Talent-wise, you thought, they're going to do great things.
No.
They get to the NFL, not so great.
No, anyway, I knew the Big East was trash.
Tavon Austin, though,
they might have been Big 12 his last year.
He had a decent.
He's like 5'7".
Yeah. He's in the league.
He's still in the league.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. But I'm just saying, he's never done.
At least as of last year, he was. But he's never been the dude.
Who was he with? Who was he with last year?
He kind of reminds me of Michael James too, a little bit, who was great in college and then didn't really do much.
Once fast guys though, once you get an injury, like if that's kind of all you have,
then that'll sideline you.
Like Kenyon Barner was like super fast in he didn't run a great 40 time, but like in games
he played for the Eagles, right?
He's a kick return specialist. Played for the Chiefs a couple of years ago. Like he stayed around just because when you're that fast. they'll find ways.
Someone's gonna pick you up.
Yeah, but
they're like, go ahead, go run over there, go run over here.
Let's get to these NFL topics, other than what we just talked about.
Deshaun Watson, he had a good college career.
Deshaun Watson, I rewatched one of his games today.
College games?
One of his college games. I rewatched the Orange Bowl.
Against Ohio State?
Against Oklahoma.
Oklahoma? What year was this?
This is 2015. Year? So, yes. Baker's first year as a starter. Andrews was the tight end.
Mark Andrews?
Mm-hmm. They had Joe Mixon as a freshman. Samaje Perine.
That's the year that he fucking punched that chick his freshman year.
That was the year.
And then he didn't get in trouble. I mean, he got in trouble. He got suspended, but then the backlash came like 3 years later when he got drafted.
Yeah, the video came out.
Yeah.
And then I watched Georgia, Oklahoma. Not related to your question at all, but it's one of the best games I've ever seen.
That was a really good game.
That team both teams are so loaded with NFL talent. Like, you just hear NFL names the entire broadcast.
That's the best thing about
Georgia's third best receiver was Mecole Hardman.
It's so funny, like watching those like throwback college football games.
Like, league,
yeah, it's
NFL.
like, oh shit, damn. And it's funny because when you're watching them, you don't really. They're just college football players. Like, there's
Nick Chubb was just
but,
Nick Chubb to me, and now he's NFL top 5 running back. Nick Chubb. Yeah,
he's a fucking beast.
Him and Sony Michel shared a backfield.
Wasn't him, Todd Gurley, and Sony Michel
for
all on the
year.
same team? Yeah. That's wild. Sony Michel was like the top running back coming out of his high school class.
American Heritage.
Yep. Scary time.
Yep. Anyways, back on what we were talking about. Deshaun Watson. He beat. He didn't beat him. He not getting charged as a criminal for these sexual assault cases.
No charges. Won't face any criminal charges.
So they're still in civil
all
court.
22 counts. I believe all 22 counts were dropped, so he can't be criminally charged.
But they're going for that.
Still could get
class action.
Yeah, they could still.
Or they're not class actioning it.
They're trying to take it all the way to trial. But I was listening to the radio, and they said that the percentages of civil suits going all the way to trial is like super low.
Yeah, he'll pay.
And the fact that it's 22 of them, like, the chances of that going to trial is not too high. So
he'll pay out.
Yeah, I mean, teams are already shopping around. Like, Deshaun Watson talks as soon as that verdict came out. That shit. I mean, that was the first thing on the news.
It is a moral and legal question you have to ask yourself as a fan. Legally, he's in the clear.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not in the clear. He's not guilty.
Criminally, he's not going to get charged for criminal cases or anything like that.
Where do you stand morally with getting somebody who was accused of doing what he was accused of doing?
Listen,
I would not want Deshaun Watson as my quarterback. I'm okay if Deshaun Watson never takes another snap in the NFL. I'm not saying he needs to lose his life or needs to do anything like that.
But go away.
But just because you're afforded the right to do all that does not mean you're afforded the right to make millions of dollars and play in the NFL. That is a luxury.
Yeah. I mean, my take on it is, he
probably did something shady.
He probably did, but it's he beat that part of it as far as he's not going to get charged criminally. Listen, if R. Kelly can go on to have a whole fucking career, if Kobe Bryant can go on and play basketball, and all these guys, he did. He was in the middle of a sexual assault case, and then he dropped 81. Yeah, Big Ben. I was just about to say Big Ben.
But I'm the type that I didn't root for Big Ben. I'm cool. I have the same stance with everybody.
My point is that if they can survive, if those athletes can weather the storm and get through it, Deshaun Watson is the type of athlete, is the type of player that if he's able to get back on the field, when he gets back on the field, whatever suspension he serves. If he's able to win where he's at, that shit, people will forget about it real quick. And
I'm not saying that this was what will happen.
Yeah.
I was saying that I'm okay. I think he's going to play and be successful. He's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
He just needed a good team around him versus the Texans.
I mean, even with the Texans, he went to the playoffs twice.
They had a good team. I think that gets overblown.
The year they went to the playoffs.
The thing is that it's the Texans. So, you could have talent, especially in the NFL. You have to have everything, front office, talent, coaches. You have to have it all mixing well together. It's very hard, especially in the NFL, since it's such a team-driven sport, to have an individual star overcome so much turmoil like that. And the Texans are historically shitty. So.
Yeah, I thought he had a good coach. Like, I thought Bill O'Brien was a pretty good coach. I mean, up until he wasn't, but like, I mean, when he became the GM that last year, it was bad. But
and that's the thing. I don't like when coaches try and take on too much. Like, let coaches coach. There's very few
coaches coach, players play.
There's very few people that can take on, especially at that high of a level, those types of responsibilities.
Nowadays, I don't feel like there's anybody that can do that.
You're probably right.
Bill.
Nope, because look at his draft history. He does not. If it's not a defensive player,
I was just about to say.
If it's not a defensive player, he does not draft. Check the wide receivers that he's drafted.
N'Keal Harry's the best receiver he's drafted,
and he's not that good.
No,
he's not. He's a big dude, fast, but he is not that good.
He gets credit for drafting Tom Brady. Yeah, yes, he does. He drafted him in the 6th round, and he drafted 5 other people in front of him.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if you knew he was that good, you probably don't wait until the 6th round.
He was just trying to get a deal.
But yeah, you get credit. You drafted the GOAT. You get credit for that. But like,
you got lucky, bitch.
He built that incredible defense, that first dynasty, and then he retooled the offense. And Randy Moss, they did moves.
Yeah, and people also always look over the fact that he has always had good offensive coordinators. For as much as Charlie Weiss was not a
incredible NFL offensive
not a great head coach, he was a great coordinator. Not in college, he wasn't a great coach either.
Josh McDaniels, one of the best ever.
Yeah, I mean, and then who was the offensive coordinator for the Randy Moss years?
I thought it was Josh McDaniels.
Was it?
Yeah, I mean, I know he's there in 2010.
With that's so sad.
He's in Denver in 2008, right, with Tebow.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
He was there. He was in New England before that.
But so I mean, it's about
2000 what with Tebow? Did you say 2008?
Yes. Yeah, he was there. He was the undefeated season. Josh McDaniels was.
Yeah. So I mean, Tim
Tebow is 2008, or I'm sorry, 2010. His last college year is 2009.
Yep.
He won a title in 2008.
Sure did.
Good old
beautiful stuff. But I mean, it is interesting to see who is going to pick him up, and
he's still the best NFL coach of all time.
Bill Belichick, yes. Deshaun Watson. It's interesting to see who's going to pick him up and how that's going to play out.
Predictions.
As far as like
pick him up.
How much they got to give up, because they're looking for 3 first-rounders and players.
Who, the Texans?
Yeah. They don't want a quarterback, though. They're sticking with Davis Mills.
Well, there's a team with 3 first-round picks.
The Eagles. There's a team.
I would not be comfortable. I'm not going to stop rooting for the Eagles, but it would be an awkward dilemma to have to root for Deshaun Watson. I would not. You're not necessarily rooting for
Deshaun Watson. You're rooting for the success of the team.
Yeah, I don't.
Deshaun Watson just happens to be
a
key component of that if that were to happen. But
yeah,
he also does have a no trade clause.
One of the few.
Yeah, so he has total control of where he goes.
That's why everyone said Miami. He wants to go, or the Jets, which if
anybody that wants to go to the Jets is stupid.
It's just a big market.
Yeah, but
you're going there to die.
Go to the Giants.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Giants might be worse off at this point.
Right now, they might be worse off. But I trust the Giants to get back more than I trust the Jets
to
ever be on.
The Jets, I've never.
It's
the
like
Jets
you
have
trust
been
the
good.
Giants to be back before the Jets to.
The Jets have been good like once in my life.
Rex Ryan years,
like
Mark Sanchez taking him to the.
I remember Ryan Russillo talked about this. He goes like, some people like you drive through a neighborhood and other people live in that neighborhood. Like people say, Jets back-to-back AFC championships. Or AFC Championship appearances.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically you went to 2.
They were renting out.
Is that really who you were? Or did you kind of overachieve and beat a bad team?
Well, I mean, that defense was pretty good. And back then you could win on defense and running the ball.
And back then you could win 1 game and get to the conference championship.
Yeah, that is true. Now you got to win 2 at least.
Yeah, unless you're the 1 seed.
You saw that.
There's more. You're right. There's more wild card games.
Yeah.
You saw what Baker did.
That post that he put.
I feel bad for Baker.
The farewell post.
It was because it was like a.
It was
more of a thank you post than a farewell post, but he had only done that because
seems like he was
the Browns. His ass. Yeah, because the Browns had put out a statement like, I think they had Deshaun work out for them,
They've been talking. Yeah, they've been talking, and they're definitely trying.
He doesn't need to work out.
They're definitely trying to get Deshaun Watson. I mean, the Browns have already said that they're willing to move off of Baker Mayfield if it happens, if the right situation comes up. But I don't feel bad for him. I feel like I don't know why they drafted him number 1. They put this insane amount of pressure on someone who was not a number 1 pick, and that was around the time where like quarterbacks were really getting overvalued. Jared Goff. For as much as I like Carson Wentz, I mean, it seems like he was a little overvalued.
Are they overvalued?
Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold. I mean, that kind of started that off.
Are they overvalued?
Who?
Quarterbacks?
I mean, I feel like that is a key component to your success.
I feel like the position is not. I feel like the individuals are that play the position.
I think this might be a different take. I think the draft position of quarterbacks might be a bit overvalued. I'm kind of with the Rams. Like, go trade for a QB. Like, if you really want one.
But even then, you have to be willing to give up at least 2, 3.
That's fine, though. But if I know I'm getting a Pro Bowl level quarterback, I'd rather do that than 50-50 shot in the draft.
For sure.
Now, it could work out. You could be the Chiefs. You had Patrick Mahomes on a great rookie scale contract. Yeah. But, I mean, how many Patrick Mahomes are you going to find? How many Josh Allens are you going to find?
There's
for every one of those,
diamonds
every one of those, there's a Mitch Trubisky. In the rough,
but which, I mean, hey,
Josh Rosen.
Mitch Trubisky's going to get a second shot with the Steelers, and that's a good place for him.
Will he turn it around?
Unless Deshaun gets there.
We will.
Fuck them out. And he's a good backup. I mean, they're paying him backup money. They're only paying him like $70 million a year.
Mitch is likable.
He is very likable.
I saw an interview with him. He's very, very cool.
Yeah, he seems like a pretty chill guy, but
I rock with him.
Yeah, he was Bills Mafia for a year. He got to score against the Bears in a preseason game.
But it's going to be, I mean, it's the Steelers, so he goes from to a little bit more functional organization as a starter, as opposed to the Bears, where they were kind of like,
Bears.
They're still a little all over the place.
It's still crazy. He went to the playoffs twice.
He did. He
might not have been the reason they got there, but like,
well, maybe he was. Maybe we're giving Matt Nagy too much credit.
He's the quarterbacks coach for the Chiefs now.
Is he?
Or the Bills?
I mean, either one.
Bills. I think he's with Sam. Or Josh. I mean,
Josh.
I think you might be right. I mean, half of our freaking coaching staff, though, is all over the place now.
Brian Dable. That one hurts.
The Giants. Hopefully he can turn them. I mean, not even.
They got me.
I take that back.
I don't hope for anything for the Giants.
Who do you think's going to win the East this year?
The NFC Beast.
The NFC least right now. They fucking.
What? No.
Below.
Our records suck because we beat up on each other. I don't know. Fly Eagles fly. Why not?
There you go.
We made it to the playoffs last year.
The Cowboys got worse. The Giants are still bad. I don't know if
the Cowboys do not scare anybody.
I mean, I'm not talking about scaring. I'm just talking about they have dominated our division though. Since Dak has been there, they've dominated the division.
They only won last year or this year.
As far as against division opponents though.
But they didn't win the division the year before.
No, but they're beating up division opponents. They win against them. They just don't have better records at the end of the year. So, I mean.
But, I mean, when him and Carson played against each other in a Week 17 for a playoff spot to win the division title, Dak lost. And at 16, Dak didn't make the playoffs.
I'm just saying.
Dak doesn't make the playoffs often.
Dak's not the reason the Cowboys suck.
He's not. He's just the scapegoat.
Not even. I feel like people kind of give him a.
I think people properly rate Dak Prescott. He's a good quarterback.
Is he great? No. Is he bad?
Is he a top 10 quarterback? Maybe.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think he's close.
But I mean, he's in that maybe. Like, I can't name 16 quarterbacks where I'm like, definitely better.
Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers,
Matt Stafford.
Patrick,
Matt Stafford,
Josh.
You think Matt Stafford is definitely better than Dak Prescott?
Yes.
Okay.
Russ, Matt Stafford. Who else we got?
Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow.
Justin Herbert is not definitely better than Dak Prescott.
Ooh, yes, he is.
I would go there.
Talent-wise?
Not talking about talent-wise. I'm talking about being an actual quarterback.
I wouldn't go there that far.
I will say I would take Justin Herbert over Dak.
I would draft Justin Herbert over Dak.
Okay, well then.
But I'm not saying
enough.
he's a better quarterback now.
I'm saying it. Justin Herbert.
Make a playoff game.
No, it's only his second year.
Okay.
And he came into the Chargers with not much. And they're signing
Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
They have more?
That's an outlier, though. Listen.
The Chiefs?
The Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger got hurt. They fizzled out at the end. The Ravens this year, they were first place, and then they started getting hurt.
Super Bowl.
He did, but he had a lot of things go his way. And then the Browns, fucking the same thing. Baker got hurt. They started getting injuries, fizzling out at the end.
Yes, Josh plays a much better division.
Lamar Jackson, Derek Carr. You throw him.
Derek Carr is not better than Dak.
Yes,
Prescott.
he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
I mean, I look at them as damn near
I think
the same.
I would take Dak over Kirk Cousins.
I would take Dak over Derek Carr.
I wouldn't take Dak over Derek
I
Carr.
honestly look at them like the same. I'm like,
I mean, look at what Derek made the playoffs with.
Dak's the best quarterback in the division, right?
I mean, Carson's in the division again. If you want to,
Dak's better than Carson at this point.
All right, then he is the best quarterback. You don't think Jalen Hurts is better than Dak?
I think Jalen Hurts might be the worst quarterback in the division.
Worse than Daniel Jones?
Might be.
Yeah, I mean, it's debatable.
Hey.
God.
The Eagles just do a really good job of hiding Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, they need to get someone else. I don't think he's a
My point is, I think Dak's a good NFL quarterback.
For sure. But I don't know. I feel like there's...
I thought it was weird when people were talking about him for MVP last year, even though he had MVP type numbers. But I think he's like a top
I would say for like comeback
quarterback.
player of the year.
Well, he won that.
That I would give him, by a landslide. Break your leg, you come back, you do somewhat good. All right, there you go.
He's good.
You think Aaron should have won it over Tom though? Had one more win?
He had less yards.
Exactly. Less yards and less touchdowns. He had one more win though.
I don't really care about the NFL MVP.
I mean, I don't think it matters.
I don't think it's not as valued as the NBA MVP.
Correct. I don't think it matters.
It's not as valued as the Heisman.
But
you know who wins Heismans? Do you know who won the NFL MVP 3 years ago?
Aaron.
You get what I'm saying?
Brady.
Was it 3 years ago?
Pretty sure, because Aaron won back to back. I mean, if I'm being honest with you, I feel like most MVP.
By the way, Patrick Mahomes.
Oh shit! Well, it shows how much
it was the year.
He threw 50 touchdowns.
Yeah, it was the year prior.
I just feel like at this point, like the MVP in any league is kind of like it's not really the MVP. They're just giving the MVP to the best player.
It's the best news story.
Yeah, it's not really the
more
MVP
of a publicity
of the
content.
Yeah, I mean it's a popularity. It's who has an interesting storyline. Your team has to be good. You have to have the numbers. You have to have a good storyline.
That made sense.
But it was the shining new thing. It was, oh my God, what is this kid doing?
Yeah.
50.
I mean, yeah,
he put up the numbers.
He
to win
earned it, but it was to his point. Like, holy shit! Like this guy's coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like people were like, the narrative starts every year in the beginning of fall. Can you believe Russ has never gotten an MVP vote? And I'm like, yes, because he's never been the best player in the league. At any point has Russ ever been the best player?
Never, ever at any. Not even
any
for
point
like,
in his career.
Not even for like a 2-3 week span.
No, he's never been the best player in the league.
Oh, that's kind of harsh.
That's not kind of harsh.
I'd give him at least a 2 week span.
I think I mean, probably at some point this year he got off to a hot start.
So did Dak Prescott.
Yeah, but come on, Russ is clearly better than Dak Prescott, though.
Clearly. One went to the playoffs.
Oh God! One had a much better talent on his team.
True.
He had weapons.
He's better. Russ is better. But I like.
We'll see what he does with the Broncos.
I don't think Russ has ever been a top 3 quarterback in the league.
Never.
For the year.
Has
he ever been a top 3 quarterback?
I think so.
When? Because he shared in the same era as Brady and Rodgers. So he was third. He was above everybody else.
For at least 1 year, yes.
Bullshit. He was never better than Mahomes since Mahomes has been in the league.
But Mahomes is fresh in the league. Like, what is he, 4 years now? 3 years in the league? 4 years?
Okay, that's 4 years of Russ's career that he's never been in the top.
Russ has had more years of this.
Russ was not allowed to throw the ball for the first 3 years of his career.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that Super Bowl. The second Super Bowl, he had more of an impact and was more
Once the let Russ cook thing started, they stopped winning games.
Okay, but Pete Carroll has made a lot of questionable decisions as far as personnel and the type of people that he brings in.
No, I'm not saying it's his fault.
He's brought in your boy Jamal Adams. And
Blitz boy.
We saw how well that worked out.
I was so right about him. I want my flowers on that so hard.
We see how well that worked out.
I was the only one before it was over. I was the only one saying he is not good.
Damn, that's wild. He's still there?
I don't know.
No one knows. That's the thing.
No
one fucking knows what the fuck happened.
I was the first. I went out on the ledge and was like, Jamal Adams sucks.
Although I will say this, he was kind of hurt last year, so
he's hurt every year.
He's a safety that's playing linebacker.
I think
an undersigned safety that's playing a D end.
Russ has never been a top 3 quarterback.
I think he is still in Seattle. Actually,
yeah, he is. They gave him a big contract. They had to keep him for as much as they gave up for him. Which even I was a bigger fan of Jamal Adams than you were, and I was like, God damn, like you're giving that much up for
a box safety.
Yeah, that doesn't even cover. So it's like
he's blitz boy.
Yikes!
All he does is blitz. When no one blocks him and he runs straight at the quarterback, he's pretty good.
In those circumstances,
that's why I don't like specialty players. Like, okay, you do one thing really well.
Yeah, I mean, and especially
T.J.
now,
Watt did not deserve to win MVP because he does one thing.
T.J. Watt
did not deserve to win NFL MVP.
Oh, well, he won Defensive Player of the Year.
That's fine.
Oh, who had him as MVP?
People were like, this guy should be getting MVP talks.
No. I will say it was impressive that he tied the sack record in like 15 games. So that was pretty impressive, but I feel like you have to be doing extra incredible, gnarly shit on defense to win an MVP. Because it's so much harder to impact the full game when you don't have, you're not making plays with the ball.
Unless you're getting pick sixes or
Deion Sanders
sack fumbles.
Unless you're Deion Sanders, you're not winning MVP.
Yeah, he didn't even win MVP, so
no,
it wasn't even close. So, do you think there will ever be a day that we see a defensive MVP?
My argument during the season last year when Trayvon Diggs started to that hot start,
yeah.
I said if he keeps this up, he's going to win MVP. And you're like, no. I was like, if he finishes the year with 28 interceptions, he is going to win MVP.
Nope. He needed to take him to the house.
If you have 28 interceptions, 6 of them are going to score.
That's not enough. I'm trying to tell you, not even in my opinion. I'm talking about in this quarterback fucking
last year.
Oh my
they were asking for anybody.
I don't know.
If you're getting two interceptions a game, and like he says, if you score at least 6
out of 28, that's not enough.
If you score 6 defensive touchdowns
out of 28 picks, that's not enough.
No, 6 defensive touchdowns in the year.
And you've picked the ball.
No.
Oh, just
scored 6 defensive touchdowns.
Impressive, but that's not getting you an
MVP.
And
you've intercepted the ball 28 times.
It's not getting you an MVP. Not over a quarterback that's throwing 45 touchdowns.
What about 8 times?
45 to 50 touchdowns.
How many times do you have to score?
If a quarterback throws 45 to 50 touchdowns and throws over 5,000 yards and is on a winning team, they're getting the MVP. Over the 28
but they were begging
and 6.
somebody else to take it from Aaron Rodgers.
What if his pick yards?
And they still couldn't.
What if his?
I'm saying if he had 28, right, they would have gave it to him.
So you're saying how many yards did you say? 5,000?
Over 5,000.
All right. What if his pick yards are like over 1,000? He's caught fucking end zone pick sixes.
I don't think that's possible.
It's not. But I'm just saying, like, he catches the ball from the 1 yard line.
He goes 109 yards on
every time. Every time he gets a pick.
Shit.
And
why is he letting the defense get pushed back so far that now I'm going to pick the ball off on the goal line? I waited for this moment
because he tells them, "Go ahead, come all the way here."
Plays bend but don't break.
That's
points matter, yards don't.
Maybe it will, but it's going to take like a
facts.
Points matter, yards don't.
That is true. But it would have to take some. I feel like it would probably at this point
miraculous,
it would be a pass rusher before a DB.
I agree. I'm just saying in the hypothetical where he had 28 interceptions,
that'd have been fucking
they would have
bananas.
given him the fucking MVP.
They would have given him the league. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here's the keys.
Our Lord and Savior.
I resign as commissioner. All the owners are going to start paying you to run this league.
Yeah.
They should because
the NFL logo would have gotten changed.
No more shield.
Trayvon Diggs.
Boom. Picks. Damn, he did have the. He was in that. He was the.
He
only
also gave up the most passing yards of any DB in the NFL this year.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he's not a great player.
He was a gamble player.
Yeah, I mean, usually the guys.
There's a limit.
Usually, the guys that have higher picks are more willing to take chances, and
he was
also the guys who have more picks are getting thrown on more.
Yeah,
this is true too. But
it's not even always about taking chances.
Darrelle Revis never led the league in picks.
No.
There's a reason for that.
They weren't throwing to him. They were like,
the only argument that like when Richard Sherman led the league is he was the best corner in the league at that point, and it was because of that pass rush. Like the ball came out hot, and
Cliff Averill.
And who were you going to throw
Bruce
it to?
Irvin.
Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor? Like, I'll guess.
And Brandon Browner on the other side.
Like, we'll give a receiver a chance, and Richard was like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
Brandon Browner, he was like a safety playing like, he was like 6'3", 225 playing corner.
Yeah,
that was wild. That was a big fucking corner. That's a big fucking corner.
On the other side was Maxwell too.
He was a third. He was the third at that point. Because when they won the Super Bowl, Brandon Browner was that second corner, and then when he left, then what was his name? Maxwell. What was his first name? Whatever. Then he started playing well, and then he was playing well because Richard Sherman was on the other side, so it was making him look good. He got signed a big deal to the fucking Dolphins. Went down the fucking tube.
Maxwell signed with the Eagles.
And was even worse. So was Nnamdi Asomugha. We signed him thinking it was the fucking shit. We're about to super team, go to the Super Bowl. Vince Young was the one that said that, right?
Yeah.
About the super team?
Yeah.
Boom. Sucked.
Jinxed it.
There you have it, folks. You know, talent doesn't always win you everything. You got to be a
Who's
good
your, just to bring it back to full sports talk we've had here.
All right.
Dun-dun-dun.
Prediction-wise, who you
Mets.
see? We're gonna do for both. For the NBA, who do you have in the finals, East and West?
We're just picking a finals.
Pick the finals.
I got
mine if you need time.
I think I'm gonna go chalk. I got the Bucks and the Suns going back.
All right. Basic.
I'm basic. I'm sorry.
Who you got?
Golden State and Philly.
Golden State and Philly.
I don't see Philly getting there.
I don't see Golden State getting there either.
Draymond's back.
Yeah. You heard when he was talking?
Yeah,
he is back. He actually
has he played yet?
Yeah, he already played. He played last night or the night before.
And they're back to winning.
He already said
he's that important.
He said that
you can roll your eyes at what Draymond does.
You know, he literally said he was like, out of the 32, he was like, I think I missed about 32. He was like, out of the 32 games I've missed, who has clearly been the defensive player of the year? He's like, because I haven't seen one.
Jaren Jackson.
He was like, he's improved, and he said another name too. He was like, they've been improved defensively.
Someone threw out Jaren Jackson?
No. Draymond did.
Oh.
Draymond was saying this, and he was like, he gave him his flowers. He was like, he's been playing much improved defense, and he said some other person who's been playing really good defense, but he was like, well, he didn't say Bam though,
well,
but
he's wrong.
He was just saying,
just saying
those two names, and then he was like, but besides that, I haven't seen anyone. He was like, I still got a chance to win Defensive Player of the Year.
No, he doesn't. He's missed too many games.
He's missed literally 32 games.
55 games is the limit. That's the amount of games you have to play to win any award. In my eyes. That's not an NBA rule.
I don't think he's winning shit this year. He might win a chip.
Jaren Jackson or Rudy Gobert should win Defensive Player.
But anyways, so you said Philly and Golden State?
Golden State.
Golden State was my sleeper to make it.
I think I can predict one of your teams.
Who, the Miami?
Are they a sleeper? Yeah. Aren't they the 3 seed?
Miami?
Golden State.
Golden State, I believe they are still a 3 seed, yes.
They can't be a sleeper.
They're not. I was just...
Sleepers like the Lakers.
Oh, that's a dead coma right there.
You never know. I was watching the Lakers broadcast.
I'll put 100 on it. Fuck it.
Because NBA League Pass, you have to watch the home team commentary, and they were like, this team gets in the play-in, gets Anthony Davis back, and I was like, no.
Jeez. No.
Yeah, because they're the 9th seed right now.
There's no way.
They're a bad
Could they be
seed,
a tough first round for the Suns?
Fuck no.
No.
The Suns will gobble them up.
Oh my gosh.
I'm saying with a healthy AD.
I'm saying with a fucking...
Just let me finish. AD comes back perfectly healthy, which is asking
I was about to say.
I'm not predicting this.
So what happens to Russ? Does he tear his ACL?
No, they just limit Russ's minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, without Russ being on the bench...
LeBron and AD, I think, still scare people in a series.
Yeah, but Chris Paul.
You could win a couple games.
Devin Booker.
I'm not picking them to win a series.
Yeah, I was about to say they'd probably go to 6.
Yeah. That's a tough out. That's a tough first round.
I guess.
The worst matchup for the Lakers would be Memphis.
They'll just run all over.
Run them out of the gym.
That would be bad.
I mean, but that's basically how the Suns play. Suns play fast.
But Chris Paul will come back and he's slow.
So, Jacob, who do you pick? Who's your finals picks?
Miami and who?
Miami's second or first in the
East? We still first.
No one picked Chicago.
No.
No, because they've fallen off a little bit. Them and Cleveland have both fallen off. Two young teams.
I feel bad for Cleveland.
They're still.
Yeah, but they got young.
Cleveland is the 6th seed, and
the Bulls are the 4th seed.
The Bulls are the 4th seed.
You like Garland?
But the games.
Yeah, he's nice.
Between Philly and the Cavaliers, there's a 1-game win discrepancy in wins. It's just
Jared Allen though. He made a big difference. He made a bigger impact than I thought he was going to. Say that again.
That the between the 3 and 6 in the East is a 1-game difference on the win side. At least.
But I mean, what of those teams actually scare you? Like
Philly.
You really think
Philly's the only team that you could. I'm saying that you could see it.
You could see it, but after seeing the way Brooklyn just straight up ran,
they're not going to shoot 80% in every fucking game.
No, I'm not saying that, but they were legit running. It was transition. It was all in transition. It wasn't. They were shooting lights out. I will give them that.
Transition buckets happen when one team shoots 20% and the other team shoots 80%.
I will say this: James Harden was showing like signs.
Big game, James.
Yeah, signs of fucking shrinking.
He's gonna hit a game winner in
boom in
game
KD's
7
face.
in KD's face.
Fuck you!
and Twitter's gonna just explode. Twitter's not gonna.
I will literally. I would shit myself. Like I do not see that ever happening.
Boom, boom, all on the bench. Fuck you guys.
But yeah, you already know. I'm gonna go with
Ben Simmons.
I'm gonna go
boom.
Heat and Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
Year away. I like the pick though. I like picking them early.
Yeah, because if they make it, then you don't look too crazy.
Boom.
You look like you were on it. You were ahead of the curve. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. They seem like they're a fun regular season team. I don't know how well they'll fare in the playoffs.
I don't
they probably are a year away, but even
they're exciting to watch.
Yeah,
when
the
games in the playoffs, it's cliche, but it's true. The games slow down, and you have to
half court
defend or get a bucket.
Jaw can get a bucket.
But the
team can defend well. The team's actually very good defensively.
Yeah.
But can you trust him to go back and forth with? He's in the West, so Steph for a series.
Correct.
It's 5 minutes.
It's getting there.
In those last 5 minutes,
the
games,
Suns, they're kind of getting that feeling of like Golden State in the sense of like once they get on a run, it kind of feels like it's kind of like it's
they're front runners.
They're
front runners.
Yeah, they've gotten the
not in a bad way.
They've got once they go on a run, we're not coming back. Like
it's like a busted water line.
Yeah,
unless you can't shut that bitch off.
Yeah, they kind of have that feel, not to the level of how Golden State was, but it has that feel of like if they go on a run, it's like, well, damn, we're
no one feels
it didn't take your soul the way
nothing
Golden State did
because it was third quarter. We're killing you right here.
And everyone knew it was coming. You couldn't stop it.
Yeah, that shit was wild.
Matter.
Watching that shit was wild.
I don't know. They literally were drinking Mike's secret stuff in the back.
That's what they were doing?
Every
it's
time.
Not because they had 2 of the best 3-point shooters of all time? Okay.
They had the
a phenomenal point center.
And pretty much another starting 5 on their bench, pretty much.
Yeah. Their teams
are retired. Sean Livingston, Andre Iguodala.
Harrison Barnes
craziest
was on
fucking
that team,
mid-range.
coming off the bench.
Yeah, Harrison Barnes. Well, no, at that time, Harrison was starting.
Was he? Who was coming off?
He was their 3.
Kevon Looney.
No, not at that point.
It was
Festus Ezeli was
Festus Ezeli, yeah.
Andre Iguodala was the 3 coming off.
Iguodala.
Andrew Bogut. He was on the team.
He's not on that team.
No. I thought he was on one of them.
He was on.
He's on the 15 team.
Yeah, and then David Lee.
But that's not the third.
David Lee was before.
Andrew
Bogut. He was before that run. Yeah, he played for them, but he played with.
He's Monte Ellis in them.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I thought he played 1 year with them.
He did,
but he didn't play on.
Not with Clay.
None of the finals teams.
I don't think David Lee. I think he might have been on that one that lost the Spurs.
Oh, it was fucking damn, what's his name?
Don't care.
Fuck.
Still don't care.
He was the 5.
Festus Ezeli.
Andrew Bogut.
Fuck.
Okay.
He went to the Spurs after.
Went to the Spurs as a
bald
center.
guy could shoot.
Bald guy.
Threes.
Are you talking about Zaza?
Oh, Mo Spates? Mo Buckets.
Mo Spates was on the 16 team.
He had a little, like, wart on the back of his head, and it was weird.
Yeah, it was. All right.
Mo Buckets
more
could not get
predictions,
Mo
though.
Buckets.
This one's a lot harder. Who do you have in the Super Bowl?
Oh, my God. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. I guess, I mean.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say there will be a team from the NFC and a team from the AFC.
You don't say.
And that's all you're going to get out of me.
Whoa.
I mean, if we're winning, if we're doing an off-season Super Bowl, then, you know.
Rams. Run it back.
The fucking Chargers have had a pretty good.
They need to make the playoffs.
I'm talking about just based off off-season moves. Like, they have won the off-season so
Tell
far.
me who you got in the Super Bowl.
I am rooting so hard. I mean, you know my feelings on Justin Herbert coming out of the draft.
Yeah.
And Derwin James is like...
Derwin James needs to stay fucking healthy because I think he's fucking phenomenal. But
Pro
he
Bowl
just
player last year.
Super Bowl. Who do you have?
Bro, oh my God. I got
Eagles.
the Eagles and I got, I don't know, someone else.
What's with people going with their favorite teams?
Because
You do it.
You know how?
At least both my teams are good.
We made the playoffs.
Yeah, bitch.
That was a mercy killing.
Did you make the playoffs last year?
He's a Bills
Heat?
fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Heats fan.
Who did they lose to in the first round?
They did get bounced.
We lost to
Didn't you guys lose to the Bucks in the first round?
Yeah.
Losers.
Yeah, we got them scared.
off some dumb shit too.
Because y'all suck.
No, fucking.
Bam wasn't playing though, so.
You guys got 4-0
We were hurt. We were hit.
I mean, not that Bam was going to make that big of a difference.
Winner.
Bam does make that big of a difference.
No.
He doesn't win you the series, but he makes you a big difference.
He won us
not a big enough
the year
difference.
we went to the.
He was the best player on that team, and everyone said
When
it was
we went to the finals,
stupid.
He won us that series against the Bucks.
I've been saying Bam's the best player in the fucking Heat.
Bam is my guy. I fuck with Jimmy, but Bam is my guy.
They're a team of all B+ and A- players, but they don't have that one player that can take over a game.
Kyle Lowry, stop it.
He's
an advance.
B.
He's
a B to B+ player.
We talked
right
about
now.
this many times. I have forever hated Kyle Lowry.
He's coming together, though.
Listen,
He's playing
yeah.
well
playing
the last
good,
few
but I
weeks.
still don't like him. Like I'm glad he's on
after
my team.
that
I guess.
run, after that championship that they had in Toronto, like that changed because that game 6 was it? Whatever.
He took off.
Yeah, he fucking.
He's the reason they won in
from
game
the
6.
beginning of the game. He was fucking threes, fucking.
I just like that he wasn't
balling.
scared. He's like, we're not going to lose because I'm not shooting.
Yeah, and
he's
he
like, if we
fucking-
lose, it's because of y'all. All right,
Or because I'm missing.
He's like, LeBron's not here. I'm not getting blamed again for this shit.
LeBron wasn't there. Fucking KD, Clay.
It was the year. If you're going to steal a title, that year and then last year.
Everyone had gotten hurt.
And last year.
The bubble year was a toss-up.
Yeah, I mean this year.
I wouldn't say it was stealing a title, but it was a toss-up.
The bubble year's not stealing a title.
No.
It was a toss-up year, though. That was the first time the
It
playing
reset.
games.
Everyone reset. And anyone could go win it.
This year, though, it kind of has that feel too of like you don't really have like a clear-cut favorite. Like you have your teams. Like the Suns have been dominating the regular season. They're obviously the best team in the league.
Milwaukee's fallen off a little bit.
I feel like Milwaukee's one of those teams though that like they can kind of flip a switch.
But the defense has slipped, and that usually never happens with them, especially with
Budenholzer.
Yeah, with Bud coach teams.
Budenholzer. We'll see. I still have faith in them. I think they'll flip a switch and things will tighten up, especially depending on who they draw in the first round. That they might be able to, they might be able to use that as a tune-up and kind of get that defense back in line.
They could get Brooklyn.
They could, and that's what I'm saying. It depends who they draw.
They're the 3 seed. They're not getting Brooklyn.
If they get Brooklyn, I think Brooklyn at best gets to the second round.
Seed, but they got to play that playing game.
But they can't get to the 6 is what I'm saying.
All I'm saying is
not in the games they have remaining.
They get bounced in the second round. That's the best case scenario for
Brooklyn. That's the best case.
Best case scenario for them.
I think there's a scenario where they get to the conference finals.
People got to get hurt,
but that could happen.
Yeah.
So that's best case. I think there's a scenario where that plays out.
Finals, no finals.
Oh shit! Guess who just signed with the Bills?
Who?
Well, that is a terrible guess.
Von Miller. That ain't shit.
Okay.
It's just like
big name,
I'll be damned.
but he's over his prime
for sure.
How much did they sign him for?
Didn't tell me on that little thing.
Because the reason
1
that
year, $5 million.
I'm guessing 2 years. maybe $12 million. But the reason that because he wanted a longer term contract, and that's why the Rams.
This is going to be his last.
Yeah,
one.
The Rams didn't want to give him that. Do I blame him? No, because he only really played good in the playoffs, which he did contribute to the Super Bowl. But
bold prediction for the NFL: the Bills missed their window.
Oh,
horse.
Their window's just opening.
Yep.
No, the AFC is getting better and better and better.
Rush just went over there.
You understand we lost by a coin toss.
You know the guy calling those plays is gone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That matters.
It does. I'm not saying it didn't hurt. Hurts. But I feel like
the Bengals did what the
Bills
was our
couldn't. Year. It was our year to do it.
The Bengals did what the Bills couldn't. Fucking, oh my gosh, he didn't even get a
coin
chance.
toss.
It's not fair.
They didn't win the coin toss.
Yeah,
the Chiefs won, and then Patrick Mahomes threw a pick, and then they drove down and scored. They played defense. They played defense.
Patrick decided to be an idiot.
And guess what? The Bills had the number 1 ranked defense
overall
in the NFL.
Safety.
That was one of the greatest games and most painful games I've ever witnessed.
Play defense.
They couldn't get the job done.
You let up 4 scores in 2 minutes.
Imagine how crushing that is to the soul. Imagine you were this close. The last year you got fucking spanked by them. Like that's their hill that they can't get over.
It's
Imagine
the boogeyman
being that close, and then Patrick Mahomes has said, "Suck my balls. Watch this." Boom, boom,
13
boom.
seconds was too much time.
And then fucking won the coin toss, and they had you could already tell. It's like, well, we lost. Yep. You could tell by the way they were playing. They were playing timid on defense. They were just trying to keep everything in front.
I decided I was gonna black out after that game.
And they fucking let shit get behind them.
But Gabe Davis
had 4 touchdowns that game. He was fucking
out.
balling out. That might have been the peak of his career, though.
No, don't say that. I mean, yes, that 4 touchdowns in a playoff game is anybody's peak. It's the greatest performance of all time. But I don't think he's peaked as a player. I think he's getting better and better.
Him and Josh building a great chemistry, like they'll be good for years.
I hope so. I mean, I like him, but
I mean, if I'm the only one making a prediction here, I got the Rams and the Bills.
Of course, you got the Rams and the Bills.
Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl.
I think I'll put one team.
Chiefs Bucks. Run it back.
Chiefs Bucks round 2. Patrick Mahomes takes
the crown
from Thomas himself.
It says retire for real this time.
I like Jalen Ramsey's tweet.
Oh yeah,
please let your last touchdown be on somebody else.
Imagine they play each other in the playoffs and
Jalen
scores a game-winning touchdown on Jalen Ramsey. Get fucked.
He almost did.
Almost. Yikes. Good old fucking sports and NFL and basketball and other sports. I've been playing a lot of FIFA lately again. Love some FIFA. Been watching some more soccer. So.
Did the Bengals miss their chance?
Yeah, I think they're going to take a step off.
Yeah, that was a Cinderella
step
year,
back.
For sure.
They'll be fine, but I think they take a step back next year. Because
they'll still be a good team, make the playoffs.
Like I said, they had a lot of injuries go there, like against the teams in their divisions. Like Big Ben was playing like shit, and then they kind of fell off
because he sucks.
Lamar Jackson got hurt.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield, and especially the Ravens, they just started getting hurt left and right at every position. Corners, receivers, quarterback.
They fell
all
off
3
hard.
of the running backs.
Even before the season started,
I know that shit was wild. I'm like, oh my gosh, like.
The Lamar Jackson hate that's come out like since the season ended is the weirdest thing to me. Like Lamar Jackson was like in an MVP talk, like deservedly so. He's won an MVP, and he was like he had the.
They were a number 1 seed before they started getting hurt.
He improved everything people said he couldn't do.
The Monday Night Football game, he had the best throwing game in the history of football.
He literally improved everywhere they said you can't do good at.
And then he got a concussion and a sprained ankle, and somehow in the offseason people were like, Lamar sucks. Like what happened?
Bro, it's
just the criticism. Just
like he didn't play.
No, it's all bullshit.
Damn.
Bunch of bullshit.
Well, I don't know how excited I am for the draft, but free agency has definitely been exciting, so that's good.
I'm way more excited for the draft, but I watch a lot of college football.
Same, but it's not really a strong draft this year. As far as like high end talent, it's like
Kayvon Thibodeau's a game changer.
Yeah, but compared to other years, I think he might not be a top 10 pick.
No.
So I mean, it's not like
I think he's a top 3 pick in any draft.
In any draft?
I mean, not like the 1989 draft, probably not. It's got Deion Sanders and Barry Sanders.
I don't know. I think a lot of these players are getting elevated just because
All the quarterbacks are.
Oh yeah, but that happens every year.
Kenny
Pickett's got tiny hands apparently.
He's got 9s.
Not even. I think it was like 8.5. I don't think he's gonna be too good. That Malik Davis kid, he's got a lot of talent.
Liberty
said the same thing about Joe Burrow.
They're
like, he's got tiny hands.
Yeah, but
you know what Joe Burrow did?
Yeah, he was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett, although he did have a great last season, like
he had a good year before that too.
But his 2-3 years before that, he didn't do shit. And he has a He's got a fumbling issue too.
He's got a fake slide though.
That shit was nice.
That
shit
cool
was fucking cold as fuck.
And they made a rule.
Yeah, they did. Can't do that no more.
Yeah, he changed the game forever.
They're like, gotcha, bitch.
Changed the game. He's a legend.
Game changer.
A legend.
And I think that's a wrap, right? Y'all good?
Bro, how about yeah, that's fine. I got nothing else to say right
say
now.
More sports talk? Wow.
I mean, I could talk about anything.
What happened in the world?
Life.
The 3-year anniversary is coming.
The 7-year anniversary of To Pimp a Butterfly happened today.
Ta-da.
That's crazy. 7 years.
2015, right? Damn, I was fucking delivering pizzas.
I was in college.
Listening
Depends
to
on the time frame, but I might have been too.
March.
It was it was like the beginning.
The anniversary.
Literally. Okay.
That's how anniversaries work, Jacob.
I was not. I lied.
I was delivering pizzas.
I actually started working for my dad.
I was Party Next Door was still kind of like
I was in college.
He was big. He was starting to get big, but he was still kind of mysterious.
P3 came out that summer.
P3 was 2016.
Oh, P2 came out.
P2 came out.
Eric's like, no.
I'm pretty sure that was 2014 because P3 came out when I was in Pennsylvania that summer, and it had been like 3 years.
They had the right views.
Views. That was a pretty good album in my opinion, but we won't go there. I know that's an unpopular opinion around these parts.
It's a pretty good album.
What's the caveat?
Nothing. It's a pretty good album.
Oh, shit. Well, yeah, you're right. 3 years coming up, so
stay tuned.
Suck on that.
Whoa.
Everybody love everybody.
Damn, that's the second week in a row.
We beat you to it.
That's 3 weeks in a row, buddy.
Peace. Oh, my gosh.
Falling
what does this
off.
world come to?